success of Jackson and also Judah. When those guys are going, obviously teams can't just stop all 5 guys on the floor at once, because you're going to have to focus your defensive efforts somewhere, and that's where, you know, Drew and Russ come into play. I think if Drew understands, hey, I can just cut to the basket, I don't have to necessarily take dribbles to the basket, I think he's going to have himself a great second half, because guys are starting to look up and read the basket area, and when you do that, guys are coming in with our offense are going to come down the backside with back doors, and then Drew can get a dunk as he's running without fast break. And he'll get pretty excited about that. But this has been such a fun team to watch, and I think the further they progress inside their offense, the better they're going to be.
I know, and again, this is over 35 years ago, but when I was in high school, we took a whole week off of practice and didn't have any games during the holidays. So we had a whole week of basic conditioning to get ourselves back ready to start practicing the Monday after the new year. That obviously no longer is the case for anybody. Nobody takes that long a break off during the holidays. These boys got to practice yesterday, and now they're going to play 3 games over 2 days. Can you describe how hard that is?
It can be difficult if you let it, because obviously it's going to be a lot of games in a small amount of time, but what are you going to do in between those games, and how are you going to prepare? And I think that's kind of why Coach Moore does this. He wants the situation where if we win a morning game in Michigan City, we've got to turn around and prepare that night to play another game. And I think this gives us the opportunity where, you know, your mind jumps from one opponent to the next, but you can't let that first opponent go, or else the second game isn't going to matter in a regional. So it gives us an opportunity to grow up as a team. There's a lot of young guys that haven't been through that, and so this is just, it's more opportunity, more experience for this group.
Pendleton Heights, east of I-69, south of Anderson on the east and northeast side of Indianapolis. 1-5. They started 0-5, but they won their last game against Guerin Catholic 65-60 in overtime. But that was 2 weeks ago. That was December 14th when last they played. Who'd they lose to? Well, they lost at Anderson. They lost at Westfield. They lost to LaPel by 12. Mount Vernon, that's a conference game, 68-48. And Connorsville beat them, and Connorsville is really, really good. They beat them by 11. They're in the Hoosier Heritage Conference that has Newcastle, Mount Vernon, Yorktown, New Pal, Greenfield, Delta, and Shelbyville all in it, kind of those suburban schools on the east and southeast sides of town. They average 48 points a game. They're giving up 63. They shoot 43% from the field. They've hit 31 three-pointers through 6 games, 68% at the free throw line, and their turnovers are a little high at 15 per game. Coach Moore talked about Jamison Dunham. His brother Kellen was a terrific player for the Butler Bulldogs. Jamison averages 15 points and 4 rebounds per game. He is a 6-foot senior. And on the inside, Jared, Josiah Gusta, 6'7" sophomore, long and angular, 10 points, 4 rebounds a game, 12 block shots so far this season.
Well, and him and number 21 Knitz are going to really test our rebounding ability. They are extremely athletic, and they are very active on the offensive glass. Maybe the best offensive rebounding team, or at least duo, that we have seen so far. But during the Guerin Catholic game, Coach Ballard for Pendleton Heights called a timeout with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter in a random time, and nobody understood what it was. And from that point on, you could hear them on mic calling them selfish for the way they were playing. From that point on, they controlled that game against Guerin Catholic. And to have them have this much practice time before they're coming here, this could be a very dangerous team for the Tigers.
Well, it's a good matchup. And what we like about this tournament is we've never played Pendleton Heights before. We've only played Dwenger once, and that was in the 96 semi-state. And so we could
Once again, we'd like to welcome everyone to the TCU court at the Tiger Den. We would like to encourage everyone to wear a mask when not eating or drinking. Thank you very much. Speaking of eating, once again, we want to remind everyone
Is that thing still optional for now? The mask when we get back? It's so dumb. Like, it's so bad right now. It's like my family isn't like diehard like, oh, COVID, but we like wore masks at our Christmas party and stuff, and I was okay, it was bad.
Going to the games this afternoon and this evening. Thank you.
Yeah, that's bad. Maybe I think they're gonna change it though, because they said like it was just for now. Like at the end of the semester, they said like just for now that they were gonna do the no mask thing. So.
Yeah. I thought they were gonna be more strict.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be.
My mom's still gonna make me wear my mask, and I don't blame her at all because I'm gonna do it voluntarily. I don't trust that shit.
Yeah. That's true. I'm tired. Everyone has their fans and their knees are killing.
They do?
Yeah, look at the names of Judah and
Oh
stuff.
my god. Yeah, we do. Oh my god.
I had that for football. I had to right
Yeah.
here. I still have problems with it.
Really?
A little bit right here.
Jeez.
I still feel it. Like yeah, right in here. Just
That's awful.
Like my notes and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I can feel it sometimes.
It's like a little.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's just tendonitis. It's hard for it to go away. Welcome inside the truck.
The lineman. Dude, he's huge. Oh my god.
That's Kyle Dawson.
Yeah.
Second year with 9, 9, and 20. The worst on that is such a record of 108 and 60.
See how fast Sharon got up?
That was just a test.
Thank you.
Sharon got up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask all of you to please stand. If you're a guy, please take off your headgear as we honor our nation with the national anthem. Thank you very much. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineup for tonight, or rather this morning's game between the Pendleton Heights Arabians and the Warsaw Tigers.
Already got started.
Starting lineup for the Pendleton Heights Arabians. Wearing number 3,
Why do they look so
Jameson
small, dude?
Dunham.
All of them.
They look young.
I know. Yeah, they look super cool.
Wearing number 4, Isaac Wilson.
3 guys. 6'7".
They do?
Yeah, they have a 6'7".
Number 21, Brayden Kennett.
By Augusta.
Yeah. Is he tall?
Number 24, Ethan Ross.
Kidding
Number
me?
34.
I don't know if he's good.
Yeah, they do have a 6.
And number 34, Josiah Gustin.
Oh yeah, he's really thin.
Yeah, he's a 6.
We'd also like to welcome the rest of the Arabians. The Arabians are coached by Adam
Let me
Ballard,
miss one.
assisted by Troy Woodruff.
Yeah, he's good one.
Not good.
At this time, the starting lineup for the Warsaw Tigers. Wearing number 1, Judah Sunukwe.
They got a lot. They're literally just sophomores and seniors.
Wearing number
there's more
2,
sophomores than
Jackson
seniors.
Gould. Number 11, Nick Catras.
They look young.
I know, yeah.
I'm not clocking. They're not starting highly.
Number 21, Drew Hackelman. And number 32, Russ Winchester. And the rest of the Warsaw Tigers. The Tigers are coached by Matt Moore, assisted by David Wayne and Ryan Brecker.
Look at that picture. Oh, did you see that? It does dirty. It just wrenched out. Coach Matt. He's freaking stretched out his face with the whole picture. Alright. 34 on 21. Tell me who wins.
We're putting money on Thursday. Sorry,
It'll be an adventure for both of them, that's for sure.
I don't even know who's fault.
What?
So there's not a warm-up game.
Yeah. Yeah, we're right into it, baby.
21 loss, 24 won.
Okay. Oh wait, I did that backwards.
Oh.
Anything?
Nope, nothing yet.
Okay, good.
Oh, turnover 24, steal 2. Just 2 for 2, good.
Okay, and one.
Thought it got 1. Thought like 24.
Oh my god.
Basket by Jackson Gould.
And then 2 for 2, good, and one.
Yep.
Who is that foul on? Do you know? Okay. They're 44?
The basket is
24.
good.
Don't do that to me.
I said 24.
The first.
I thought you said 44. I was like, oh no.
Allergies. Historic 3-game run.
That's good.
Yep.
Free throws win games, baby.
The last 3 games
Nothing? Those are some good passes, though. Holy crap.
Oh, that's travel.
That boy, number 24 needs some sun.
Yeah.
Turnover 24.
Basketball.
I know.
What they don't do well is against pressure defense and the dribbling fast.
Drive that. Nice, nice, nice. This is
3 points, Nick Catras.
that score, dude. Oh my gosh.
Go back to audio. Is it audio?
Turnover 21, steal 1. 1 for 2.
By Heckerman and out of bounds.
Well, and against their game against Guerin Catholic, they handled Guerin Catholic's pressure full court-wise very, very well. And right now, Warsaw's speeding up Pendleton Heights to a level that we haven't seen our defense do to anybody that we've played so far.
Dunham out near the timeline. Gould gives him lots of room. Now he'll dribble it to the right over toward the scorer's table. right wing for Candiano. He's trapped there. He's trying to get away from Gould, but he can't. Candiano up the baseline, drives in, ran into Simfukwe, a whistle and an offensive foul call. Candiano, the senior, with an offensive foul. Adam Ballard not so sure why that was a charge. I'm not so sure why he's not so sure. Out of bounds to Warsaw, they lead 8-0, and now the Arabians will come with a 1-2-2 full court press. Gould, long pass across the line for Catras. Now to Winchester, back out to Nick Catras. Nick finds Gould above the three-point arc. Lobbing back door into traffic, good catch inside, and Simfukwe puts it up and in. He's got 4. It's 10-0 Tigers, 2.5 minutes in. Now up the far sidelines, Candiano. Now to the near sideline, Dunham. Back to Ross, to Candiano across the line. Candiano back to the right for Ross. Now off a screen, Dunham for a long jump shot. It rims around and in. His team leading 17th three-pointer of the season. And it's 10-3, and finally the Arabians are on the board at 5:20 of the opening quarter, and it's knocked out of bounds at the far end.
Jackson Gould with 2 assists in that last one. He just saw Judah's defender with his back turned, so that's a pass you throw. If they can't see the ball coming, Judah can catch it on his front or back shoulder.
Gould hands back to Simfukwe out on the right wing, off a double screen, cuts down the lane, kicks in the corner. Gould for 3, rimming, no, and over the backboard, and out of bounds. It'll belong to Pendleton.
What is this? Sorry. Okay. Gotcha.
We play 3 minutes of quarter number one.
Yeah, I don't know. They get 32. And then hold on, are they gonna let him come in? No, 2 shots. Yeah.
Basket line. That's a good job by their post players. Very young, but they do have very good footwork.
28 to 20. Got it. Have you seen that one meme where they were playing a game and the one team scored a 3 and everybody got assist so they were playing a game and they went up to score, they just had a layup at 2 and everybody was cheering, and then they banged over to the scoreboard and it was 60 to
12-6. Gould out near the timeline. 3.5 minutes left to play opening quarter. Kuhn hands back to Gould right wing. He'll try the baseline, ran out of space, threw in the corner, tipped out of bounds by Candiano, out of bounds to Warsaw. Ross in, Cookston back out for the Arabians.
Well, Coach Adam Ballard was not happy with the lineup that his team did not get into quick enough, and you could hear him yelling at one of the players for not being there in time. He holds them accountable. He did it earlier that game in the 14th too.
Now Gould, left baseline, 15 feet out, shoots it short, got his own rebound, put it back up and in. Gould with 5, Simfukwe with 6, 14-6. Quickly gusting the other way, and a whistle and a foul called. Kuhn's going to get another foul. That's a 60-foot pass off the inbounds by Pendleton Heights. And out of bounds to the Arabians as Kuhn picks up his second and the team's third. Ross to throw it in, baseline right at the near end. Gustin pretty upset he didn't get the alley-oop lob. Dunham in the lane, no space. Kicks it out, Candiano for 3, and that's good. His 7th three-pointer of the season makes it 14-9. Nick Catras in traffic, right side Heckerman. Heckerman started in, then backs it back out. Out of Theo Catras, left side to Nick. Down to the wing for Gould. Off a screen to the top, picks up his dribble, right side Kuhn. He'll drive the baseline, ran out of space. Lobs it back to Gould. Gould with 2:48 left in the quarter, and Warsaw leading by 5. Heckerman leaning right, dribbling right, throws it back out the top. Kuhn will try a three-pointer. It's wide, no good. Gould fights the rebound, did get it. Last touch by Ross, and Warsaw maintains possession. Winchester and Simfukwe back in. Kuhn and Gould will take a seat with 2:36 left in the quarter, and Warsaw leading 14-9.
That's also a possession I don't think you see Warsaw have earlier on the season, where they didn't get what they wanted initially, got it back out. They ran a ball screen and then they disregarded it, where you get an open shot. That's maturity and progression for the Warsaw Tigers.
Simfukwe, his pinky and ring finger on his right hand both still taped, out top to Winchester. Right side to Heckman, down to the wing for Simfukwe. He fakes the handoff, now does hand off to Heckman. Heckman got away from a double team, drives down the lane, put it up, missed it. Tip, no. Tip back out top and grabbed by the Arabians. Candiano up ahead to Dunham. Dunham pulls up in transition for three, no good, and the rebound to Theo Catches for the Tigers. Theo brings it up himself, up ahead to Drew. Heckman on the drive, left side to the rack, put it up and in, and a foul. Score the field goal for Heckman, his first two, and a chance for a three-point play. 17-9 Warsaw, just under 2 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Ross, near side for Gustin. Gustin finds a curling Candiano.
Come off his feet when they don't have a running start.
Theo to throw it in between the scores table and the Arabians bench. And he finds his brother Nick in the backcourt. Nick dribbles through the center circle, then throws it back to left for Simfukwe, now Heckman.
No good.
Oh, shoot. Retained that. And then what happened? Nothing? Okay. Okay.
Draws foul for the Arabians.
And no shots or anything?
Luke is still out there.
2 for 2, no good, rebound. R11? Okay, and then turnover. Seal. Okay. 13 for 2, no good, rebound. Okay.
Oh, turnover 1.
Nope, hold on, we're gonna rerun that. So turnover 1, and then turnover 21, steal 2, and then 2 for 2 good.
The Cardinal rule don't save the ball out underneath your own basket.
Is that offensive?
No, it was out of bounds. Turnover.
Aaron Cookson comes
Is
in
it 21?
for the Arabians.
Bro, that was such a bad call.
I don't know why are you doing just a quarter for some reason?
That entire segment of about 20 or 30 trips down the floor.
Terrific first quarter, you know.
Yep. Yeah, we're fine. Just keep doing this.
Simfukwe in the center circle. Bounce to Gould, left to key beyond the arc, 7 seconds. Hands back to Catras, back to Gould. Gould down the baseline. He'll float one off the glass, no good. Got his own rebound knocked out of his hands, taken away by Candiano, and the buzzer sounds. Warsaw 19, Pendleton Heights 9 after 1. We'll start quarter number 2 in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Basketball is a game where your team could defense, zone, motion offense, press. You could focus on shooting threes or scoring in the post. Whatever strategy you use, in order to win the game, your team needs a head coach with an effective game plan. We at Alder for Bergen can help you develop and implement a financial game plan for your family's future.
Let Alder for Bergen be the head coach of your financial planning team. Alder for Bergen and Company, 122 West Market Street, Warsaw, and online at alderforbergen.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC.
We've seen enough far too long. America has been turned inside out. Red versus blue, left versus right. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. So what can we all agree on? Saving money, buying smart, looking out for our future. R&B Car Company is proud to be an American company where we buy smart. So you do save money. Look to the future. Find your next vehicle at rbcarcompany.com.
Play here on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM.
End of one here in the Lake City Holiday Classic, 19-9. Warsaw with the lead over Pendleton Heights.
Pendleton Heights finished 3 of 8 for 37%, and that includes 6 turnovers. Warsaw 8 of 15 for 53%. Only turned the ball over 3 times and are leading the rebounding battle 8-3.
And the pass from Gould inside is way too high and stolen away. Candiano saved it in, and Guston was there to grab it. So a turnover by the Tigers. Now out between the circles, Candiano, new guy in there, that's Sims. Down in deep for Knitz. He backs in, throws it out. Candiano for 3, and it's good. His second three-point basket. He averages 9 a game. He's already got 8. 19-12, Tigers by 7. Carson Gould into the game for Warsaw. Theo Catras, now to Carson Gould. Backs down to the right wing. Looks at his brother, can't get it in there. Theo around to Drew Heckman. Heckman, left corner for Winchester. Winchester holding, throws it out to Gould on the wing. Gould dribbles left around a Winchester screen, down to the baseline. Lobs it over everybody's head and into the backcourt, and over and back. It'll be out of bounds to Pendleton Heights. And a couple of bad passes by Gould to start the quarter.
Well, against a lot of teams, when you jump in the air there, the opposite corner is going to be your outlet. Well, Pendleton Heights does a lot of the same things we do offensively, and they're dropping to fill that, and so your option's not there. So he tried to get it to Russ, but it was too strong over Russ's head and ended up being over and back.
Dunham to the right against Gould. Hands off to Sims. They'll swing it around to the near corner for Cookston. Cookston bounces out top to Dunham. Dunham on the drive, throws it out right to Sims. He ran out of space against Carson Gould. Throws it down to the post. Backing in Canetz. He'll turn and shoot and miss it, and a foul is going to be called against Winchester for the Tigers. Russ with his second foul. So Warsaw with a couple guys now with 2. That was 6:41 left in the half. It'll be Pendleton Heights, the free throw line. Canetz up there. The sophomores, 10 out of 17 coming into the game. Now 11 out of 19 with the 2 that he shot earlier. And the first one's up, and it's in.
Well, and Russ earned that one. They gave him 2 free throws, but Russ really got that foul on the ground because when he made a secondary move, he ran right into Russ's chest and then kind of trampolined off of it because, like we talked about earlier, Russ is so strong. And then when he went up for the shot, Russ took up that extra ground and made contact. But just the fact that 21 couldn't actually get to the basket on that initial chuck because Russ is so strong bought him that foul.
Knitz makes both. He's 3 out of 4, and it's 19-14. As good as Warsaw's played, their lead is only 5. Carson Gould, as Isaiah Courtois is in the game for the Tigers. He's got it near the center circle. Right side, Simfukwe. Now Theo Catras. Catras to the elbow, back to Courtois. Now to Carson Gould, now to Heckman, left wing. Fakes the handoff. Looking for a screen, gets it. High pick and roll. Heckman drives the right block. Fakes, kicks it out to Gould. Carson on the drive in the lane. A floater in the air. No good. Rebound to Guston. He outlets far side to Dunham. Dunham in a hurry. Drives all the way in. Put it off the glass and in, and a foul. Jamison Dunham's got 5, and here come the Arabians. Now down only by 3, and it could be 2.
Well, and they started out against Garin Catholic. They started out 7-0, and that's when that timeout happened. And right now they're still battling in this game. And Warsaw, an interesting lineup, but there's a reason they're out there. And Judas Simfukwe is the leader, pulling them together.
Free throw is no good. Long rebound tip by Simfukwe, saved by Theo Catras. What a play! Long pass down ahead. Heckman drives down into the lane. A whistle and an offensive foul is going to be called on Heckman. So everything that was going right at the beginning of the game all of a sudden is not going right for the Tigers. And a three-pointer now gives Pendleton Heights a tie game. And who would have seen that coming at the beginning of the quarter when they were down by 10?
Well, and I think what Warsaw's doing is now that they have this new lineup in that's maybe not necessarily experienced offensively, they're starting to rush and make plays they're not used to making. So maybe a little bit of a manufactured type of adversity here for the Tigers.
Sims to Canetz. Back in the corner, Sims against Carson Gould. Drives the elbow off a pick and roll, nobody open. Guston around to Dunham. He'll drive the baseline, pull up for a 15-footer, and he hit it. Timeout, Matt Moore. 5:38 left to play, first half. 19-18 now in favor of Warsaw. We're back at 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw.
Hey, it's Andrew from Bobcat of Warsaw, and basketball is back. Who doesn't love the roar of the crowd when someone drills a three-pointer from beyond the arc? Kind of like, who doesn't love the roar of equipment when you start it up, knowing you're about to get something done? So get your somethings done with Bobcat equipment from us. Check out our lineup of Bobcat loaders, excavators, tractors, and mowers. Come see us south of Warsaw on State Road 15. Bobcat of Warsaw is a proud sponsor of Warsaw Tiger basketball.
Booyah! Tiger Talk, driven by R&B Car Company. Saturday at 9 on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM, 1480 AM, online at newsnowwarsaw.com, and at the News Now Warsaw app.
After the timeout, Gould back into the game across the line, and he got shoved over. Foul called against the Arabians. Here, Coburn having to look at his hands to make sure he gets the right numbers up. Cookston with a foul, his first. 5th against the Arabians in this half. Warsaw has been called for 6. It's Simfukwe, Nick Catras, Heckerman, Gould, and Coutois out there for Matt Moore. Heckerman left wing. He had a cutting Gould, didn't get it to him. Coutois right side, Catras. Back out to Coutois. Isaiah back to Nick Catras on the right, and then back out to Gould. Left wing to Heckerman. Looks for cutters, can't find anybody. Finds Gould in between the circles. Makes a move to the right, down to the block, lost it, got it back, put it up, missed it, foul called. He lost it, and in midair, jumped up, grabbed it, and put it off the glass and got hit in the face again. And I think Cookston got another foul. He did, his second. Gould looking for his first points of this quarter. He has 7 in the first. First one's up, first one's in.
And that's one of those Jackson Gould type situations where you don't necessarily how he does what he does, because right there in midair, like you said, he got the ball knocked away. He was able to find the basketball, and that had a legit chance of going in the basket when he was able to release it.
Jackson makes the first, he's got 8. Jackson makes the second, he's got 9. You go back 3 games ago and add the 3 in, he is 26 out of 30 at the free throw line in his last 3.5 games. Pass deflected, taken away, Coutois the steal. Gould, one hand to the head, Simfukwe flying in from the left for 2 more. Judah's got 8, and Warsaw leads 23-18 with 4:40 left to play in the first half. Full court pressure on by the Tigers. It's a 2-1-2 press. Dunham ran into Gould, into the corner for Gustin. He's trapped there. Drives the baseline. Ball tipped out of bounds by Heckerman, who tried to sell Trent Long on the fact that, well, they hit that. They hit that, right? And no. One thing Drew is not. He is a lot of things, and he's not some things. He's not a very good actor.
Yeah, which not necessarily a bad thing either.
No. Candiano out on the right, drives baseline, pulls up, throws it out. Gustin, he'll try a 3-pointer. It's in and out, and Gould's got the rebound for the Tigers. Gould has no numbers. That doesn't always stop him. He'll drive right, pick up his dribble outside the lane, out to Kuhn. Matt Moore says spread it out. We're at 4:08 left to play. First half, ball tipped away, taken away. Sims the steal, races in and puts it in. And now Gould's made 3 passes in this quarter. They're just all bad passes.
Yeah, and right there, that guy had all day to see that pass coming, and he shot the passing lane to Judah, and Judah was unable to get there.
And there's another bad pass, and it's Sims again stealing the ball, carrying it down into the near corner. Ross drives into Kuhn, offensive foul. I'm not so sure about that one. Ross is going to get the foul. Kuhn, that was pretty close. And with the score 23-20, Warsaw dodges yet another bullet. They have handled it like a hand grenade here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and a lot of those passes, they're just telegraphed. You've got to fake a pass to make a pass, and especially as we look down from our schedule from today all the way through to the end of the season, there's going to be teams that are going to pressure us, and if we're just looking at our receiver the whole time, we're going to have trouble completing those passes.
Heckman across the center circle to Kuhn. Now to Gould between the rings. He'll face up. He'll drive in the lane, spin, throw it inside. He threw it right to Gustin. Threw it right away. Stolen, and here comes Dunham in the lane for a floater, and it's good. And the Arabians are within 1, 23-22, with 3:15 left to play first half. The Lakeside Chevrolet halftime show is coming up. Don't you dare go anywhere. Simfukwe out near the timeline. Right side Heckman, hands back to Judah. Fakes the 3, drives baseline, but Dunham knew that he wasn't going for that drive. And then Simfukwe threw it in between players, and it's out of bounds. And it belongs to Pendleton Heights, who has not led in the game. As a matter of fact, they were down big early and now has a chance for the lead.
It's almost like when Warsaw's, going quicker, they're almost not thinking and things are going better for them. It's when they're in their half-court set and they have to think about their passes that they're struggling and turning the ball over.
Canet's inside wide open. Gustin for 2. Now the Tigers are breaking down at both ends. And Pendleton Heights has the lead 24-23 with 2:45 left to play in the first half. Simfukwe off to the right. Now to Heckman. Left side to Kuhn. And he'll fake the handoff and bring it out top. Now to Simfukwe. Looking for Jackson Gould. He's posted up 12 feet out on the right baseline. Out to Heckman, top of the circle. He'll back his way in, spin around on the block, and put it up and in. Heckman with 5 first-half points. Warsaw back to the lead, 25-24.
Drew Heckman in space is a very fun thing to watch.
Sims, high pick and roll. It's blocked by Heckman. Kuhn has it in the corner for the Tigers. Man, he gets up quick. Heckman driving down the middle of the lane, stops the free throw line, hands it back to Judah. 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. A tale of 2 quarters. All Warsaw first quarter, all Pendleton Heights the second. Same move. Heckman to the pole, put it up and in again, and a foul this time. What a play. Heckman ran the same move 2 times in a row, and it worked.
Well, and the first time he did it, he didn't get contacted at all. It was a great spin move finish. This time he got his shoulder held onto, the one that's going to lead him through that push, and he still was able to elevate and finish against a guy that's 6'7" and a shot blocker at that. And boy, the Warsaw Tigers needed Drew Heckman in these last 2 possessions, because you don't want to go into halftime struggling, because that halftime talk's going to be rough anyway. It just makes it a little more rougher if you don't put together a run here towards the end of the second quarter.
Nick Catras is in. Kuhn is out. Free throw by Heckman's up and in. He's got 8 now in the first half. And now he'll come out as Carson Gould checks in. This is about as small a lineup as Matt Moore can put out there. Both the Catrases, Gould, and Simfukwe. Pressure on by the Tigers. Across the line, Candiano. Far side, Dunham for a long 3-pointer, and it's good. Dunham with 12. Timeout, Arabians. 1:38 left to play, first half. It's a full timeout. Warsaw leads by 1. We're back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Back in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw. All right, well, we'll just keep going. That's totally fine. We can handle it. 28-27. Warsaw with a 1-point lead.
I would say that when you schedule a game like this at 11 o'clock in the morning, this is exactly what you want if you're the Tigers, but not necessarily how you want to get there, because they've really shown 2 different sides of themselves, where they've played really well in transition and made a good pass, and they've also struggled too.
Okay, if that happens, call my cell phone so that I know. Yeah, you should call. That's all right. Just play. Send it back to us right now. Sorry about that.
Your call cannot be completed as Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please consult your directory and call again, or ask your operator for assistance. This is a recording. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please consult your directory and call again, or ask your operator.
going to do the audio through the stream. All right, so we're doing the game on my cell phone. They think that it will take 30 minutes to complete the work that they're doing on the phones. It will take 30 minutes and not 3 because I can't run down there and stop them. Okay, so my recommendation is go to the warsaw-tigers.com website and you'll be able to get all the audio as well as the video. Knitz off the inbounds. They work it around and they score. Knitz now with 5, and it's a 1-point game again, 32-31. Opening game of the Lake City Holiday Classic. Winchester, right side to Gould, who had 9 first-half points. Bounces to Simfukwe. Now he'll pick it up 10 feet out. Throws to Heckman, top of the circle. Drives down the lane, put it up, put it in. Drew Heckman's got 10, and Warsaw leads by 3.
And Drew Heckman doing a very good job of being assertive and driving the basketball from the top of the key, and that's a tough one to stop once you get your shoulders past the defense.
Now Gustin, top of the circle at the foul line, shoots from there and hits. Josiah Gustin with 6, 34-33. Warsaw leads by 1 again, a minute into the third quarter. Simfukwe, left side Heckman, out top to Winchester. Out of the near side to Gould. Gould out to Simfukwe, top of the circle. Puts on the floor left side, almost ran into his own guy. Heckman out on the right. He'll drive around Gustin, and he's fouled. And they're going to call that a shooting foul. Let's see if maybe they change that. Yes, they should. It was not a shooting foul. Heckman tried to pass that ball and not shoot it, so free throws there would have been unfair. It's out of bounds to Warsaw. Heckman right corner to Gould, out top to Winchester. Russ puts on the floor to the left elbow. Back to Simfukwe on the wing. Judah spins into traffic. Got through there and scored. Judah with 12, and Warsaw leads again by 3.
And what a move by Judah Simfukwe to spin move through the trap right there of 2 defenders and finish kind of by himself.
Dunham out top at the other end. Warsaw leading a minute and a half into the third by 3. Left side Gustin down to the block, and it's Knitz, and he threw it wide of Ross and out of bounds. A turnover gives it back to the Tigers.
One thing I've noticed about Warsaw's offense is when it gets sped up, they fail to look inside to the basket area, and so when the turnovers come, then you're not taking the look at the guys that are near the basket, and they've got to make sure they're taking all of their looks.
Heckman down to Gould, up the left baseline of the basket, slipped it out to Simfukwe, now to Winchester, straight out for 3, no good. Hit the front of the rim. Oh, Gustin lost it. It's taken away by Catras. Nick finds Heckman of the basket for 2. The shot came up short. It hit Gustin's hand. It was going out of bounds. He saved it in right to Catras.
Oh, Catras just hanging around back here with an interception and a great look to Drew for the finish.
Dunham out top the Ross against Simfukwe. Warsaw now leads by 5. Left side for Candiano. Up the baseline, Catras cut him off. Up the sideline to Dunham. Dunham ran into Gould. Picked up by Gustin, pass into traffic, taken away. Winchester the steal. Tried to bounce it ahead. He'll throw it to Gould down outside the baseline. Gould backs it out beyond the arc. Looking inside, nothing there. Now it's Simfukwe. Judah on the drive to Catras, now to Heckman. Slips it back to Simfukwe. 5:15 left to play third quarter. Warsaw leads 38-33. And Winchester a little off balance there, turns it over. And it's out of bounds to the Arabians with 5:11 left to play in the quarter, and Warsaw leading by 5.
And this is the first time this season that we've seen Russ kind of frustrated, but the movement on offense doesn't necessarily benefit him as a passer because there was a lot of stationary guys where he didn't have anybody available on that one.
Into the front court, Dunham angles right, and a whistle and a foul called. Simfukwe crowding Candiano. And that'll be his first foul, and the first foul against Warsaw here in the second half. And it's out of bounds to Ross and the Arabians. Throws to the foul line. Augustin had a turnaround jumper. He'll step back for three. He missed everything, and Simfukwe controls the rebound for the Tigers. Judah up the near sidelines. Guarded by Cookston. Out top for Heckman. Drew out near the center circle. Left side to Winchester. Now he'll spin around and throw it to Heckman, who drives in. Kicks it in the corner to Gould. Jackson with a hard jack step now out for Winchester. Winchester back to Gould. Gould off a Winchester screen. Drives it down the lane. Off balance. Shot off the glass. It's good! A spectacular move. Jackson Gould's got 11, and Warsaw leads 40-33.
And once again, Jackson Gould with a sports science type shot. I'm not sure how that went because he was expecting contact on that second step. He was still able to fight his body going down and throw it up.
He didn't see the basket for sure when he let it loose. He just knew where it was. Out top, Dunham off a screen for three, in and out. Rebound, Simfukwe got roughed up. He picks up the loose ball, and he's got it for the Tigers, and we have a whistle and a timeout called by Warsaw. Timeout, Matt Moore. 4:06 left to play in the third. Warsaw leads Pendleton Heights 40-33. We're back here in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw. After the timeout by the Tigers, exactly 4 minutes left to play third quarter. Warsaw leading Pendleton Heights 40-33. Heckman top of the circle, drives left, spins right, backdoor cut, and Gould lays it in. Jackson with 13, and Warsaw has pushed the lead back up by 9. They've scored 8 in a row.
Well, Drew Heckman's feeling it and making great decisions there. He's patient, doesn't go up with it. Jackson Gould with a great back cut, and he feeds him.
Heckman in the corner, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound tipped and saved in by Cookson. No, he goes out of bounds, and his teammates will rush to his aid. He is up and limping back into the play. Dunham missed the shot, and Cookston went diving for it. I think he hit his shin on the bleachers at the far end. 3.5 minutes left to play third quarter. Warsaw 42, Pendleton Heights 33. The Tigers have scored the last 8. Now swinging around to Winchester, back to Theo Catras. He'll dribble it to the right. Look inside, throws out to Winchester. Winchester holding and then to Heckman. Now for Simfukwe. Up outside the elbow to Gould. Gould fakes the pass, spins in, 8-footer, good. Jackson with 15 points, and Warsaw leads by 11, 44-33.
And right there, Warsaw maintains their spacing, which allows Jackson to get to the middle and then spin back towards the basket area.
At the far side, Sims in the lane, a little 8-footer by Gustin, way off the mark. Tip, no good. Winchester the rebound for the Tigers. He'll look for an outlet. He finds it in Gould. 2:41 left to play, third quarter. Warsaw by 11. Gould to the left, down to the baseline, spins in, 10-footer, short. Rebound, Theo Catras. Back to Simfukwe in the lane. He puts it up and in. And a timeout will be called by the Tigers. This will be a full timeout with 2:29 left to play in the third. Warsaw pushing out to a 46-33 lead over Pendleton Heights. We're back at 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Welcome back to the Tiger Den. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties, not done by us. They decided to work on the phones in the high school today, and that's how we were broadcasting the game. Pendleton Heights with the ball, now trailing by 13 when they had the lead in the second quarter. A drive in the lane by Ross, and a blocking foul called against the Tigers. Eric Coburn puts air in the whistle and calls a foul on Carson Gould. That'll be his first. And it's a non-shooting foul, so out of bounds to Pendleton Heights. Ross on the inbounds to Sims, to Candiano, around to Dunham. He forces up a three. That's short. Long rebound, Simfukwe for the Tigers. Judah comes up running. Had the ball knocked away, taken away. Dunham the steal all by himself for a layup. Jamison Dunham with his 13th and 14th points. And the lead is 11, 46-35, under 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Carson Gould holding against Sims. Dribbles right, hands off to Simfukwe. Judah top of the circle, now near side Winchester. Now back out Simfukwe. Right side Carson Gould. And he'll bounce it down to Heckman. Heckman back to the basket, almost at the arc. Inside Winchester with a terrific catch. Finds a cutting catcheress, and Theo lays it in. What a spectacular pass.
And that's textbook by Warsaw. Russ goes backdoor, they hit him, and then Theo goes backdoor to finish it off. That's two great passes by two good players.
Candiano, reverse layup, shot blocked by Winchester. Heckman then dribbled off his own foot at midcourt. It's stolen by Ross. Up ahead to Dunham. He's fouled hard, and he missed the shot. Theo will help him up. No harm done, no hard feelings. Simfukwe with his second foul. 2 free throws coming up here on the third foul against Simfukwe in the game. With 1:10 left to play in the third. Free throws coming up here for Dunham, who's looking for his 15th point. And that would be his average. And the first one's up, and it's in.
You could see Drew Heckman was thinking one step ahead there, and he ended up dribbling off his foot, but he was going to be able to make a beautiful pass had he been able to hold on to the ball. But you can't take away what Drew's done so far in this second half. He has been phenomenal.
Dunham up there to shoot another one. 6-foot senior. Puts it up, puts it in. 16 for Dunham. 2 out of 3 at the line. Candiano will take a seat. Knitz back in for the Arabians as we approach a minute to play in the third quarter. A third quarter that saw Pendleton Heights jump right to the front of the line, and then Warsaw pull away with a terrific last 6 minutes of the third quarter. Winchester faces up 12 feet out, throws a pass out for Theo Catras. He makes a hard drive all the way to the hoop, too hard, and it's taken away by Pendleton Heights. Long pass down court, Sims shoots it off the glass, no good. Winchester with a counterattack for the Tigers. Cross-court pass to Gould. Deep right corner, Theo Catras. Now back out to the center line to Gould, 35 seconds. Warsaw will spread the floor and play for one. Now Simfukwe, far side to Gould, one-on-one with Sims. Now he started in, then back out to the timeline, 23 seconds. Gould had the ball knocked out of his hands, and Warsaw maintains possession. And Jackson Gould will check back into the game for Carson for this offensive possession. Gould right in front of the Pendleton Heights scorekeeper. Lobs into the backcourt for Theo Catras. Hands off to Simfukwe, 17 seconds. Judah leans over the left-hand dribble. Dunham staring. Now Winchester between the circles, 9 seconds. Holding, threw a pass in traffic and threw it out of bounds. Gould wants a foul because he kind of got hung up there in the lane going for the pass. And now Pendleton Heights with one last chance before the quarter with 6 seconds left in it. They get it to a running Dunham. He'll cross over to the middle to the top of the circle. Backs up for an 18-footer and hits it at the buzzer. Jamison Dunham with 18 points, and through 3, Warsaw leads 48-39 over Pendleton Heights. We start the fourth in 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Then type your cell phone number. See if it's ringing. Nope. No.
Nope. We'll do both, that way just to be sure. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome.
Roger Grossman and Jared Shaw back here with you. 48-39, Warsaw with the lead after 3.
For Pendleton Heights shooting 15 of 31 for 48%. Warsaw 21 of 33 for 63% from the field.
Warsaw with the ball to start the 4th. Gould high pick and roll. Winchester catch and shoot 3 in and out. And the rebound's grabbed by Dunham for Pendleton Heights. You know they're not going to go away. They didn't in the second quarter. Dunham drives in on Gould, puts it up, puts it in, and a foul. Gould's going to get a foul. Dunham's got 20 points and 1. So a 3-point chance here for Jamison. He's a large part, Jared, by they're still in the game.
Well, he's every bit as good as what's been advertised. Right there, he had the patience, got Gould elevated and jumped into him. He is a scorer.
Free throw up, free throw in. Missed his first, has not missed since. 48-42. Warsaw by 6. Underneath, Winchester finds Gould for a wide open layup. Full court pressure coming from the Arabians, but Gould got behind him, and it's an 8-point Tiger lead. Candiano runs down the lane into Kuhn, lost it. It's out of bounds, and it hit Tyler Last. It'll belong to Pendleton Heights again. Again, tonight, the Tigers play against South Bend, Washington. I know I'm really looking forward to that game, too. We'll be on the air at 7:15 tonight on News Now Warsaw. Dunham for 3 off the inbounds, and he hits again. Dunham with his 3rd 3-point basket. It's 50-45. Pendleton Heights within 5 a minute into the 4th. Kuhn left wing, holding outside the arc, down to Winchester on the block. He'll fake, he'll lean, he shot it, he had it blocked. I'm not sure who blocked it, but somebody from Pendleton Heights got a hand on it. In transition, Guston has no numbers against Winchester. Winchester takes a swipe at it, couldn't get to it. Now Dunham walks it through the center circle. He's guarded by Gould. Now he'll hand off on the weave to Candiano. Far side for Guston. Down to the corner for Ross. Ross runs into Winchester. No whistle, play goes on. A whistle and timeout called here by Pendleton Heights. Timeout, Arabians. 6:31 left to play in the 4th. Warsaw leads 50-45 over Pendleton Heights. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Roger Grossman, Jared Shaw back with you. Pendleton Heights ball. Warsaw with a 50-45 lead and 6.5 minutes left. Oh, there had to be something. Oh, they're going to call over and back against Pendleton Heights. Boy, they missed that one. Jackson Gould ran right to the back of Dunham and pushed him across the center line. And Trent Long came from down the court and called over and back.
Well, if there was no foul call on the play, it was definitely over and back as Dunham went over and back. But I think Jackson might have got away with one there because he was definitely assisted.
Yeah, big time. So Warsaw, after the Pendleton Heights turnover, has it back. Winchester out on the right, out top to Gould. He shoots a 25-footer, missed it. Rebound tipped and grabbed by Pendleton Heights. Dunham, baseball pass down the court. Touch pass underneath, it's blocked by Theo Catrish. He came out of nowhere. Across the line, Sim Fuqua. He'll pick up his dribble. He throws it to Theo, not to Drew. What a block by Catrish. That looked like Cannons had an easy 2, and all of a sudden, number 10 came flying in like a rocket. Heckerman out at the top. Warsaw sprinting the floor. Gould down the lane. Left side, Catrish. Under the basket, Winchester for 2. Ross's first two makes it 52-45. Candiano the other way. Stops as he gets across the line. You can't break down a defense any better than Warsaw just did. Candiano off to the right against Theo Catras. Bounces the corner for Ross. Ross back out for Gustin. Gustin pressured, got rid of it. Candiano shoots a three, missed it. Long rebound, tipped and grabbed by Dunham. Dunham up the baseline around Gould, slips it inside for an easy two for Knitz. He's got 7. It's 52-47. Warsaw, 5 minutes to go.
Well, the beautiful part about both these teams is they're making the extra pass. The previous possession by Warsaw was a great example of that.
Gould kicks it to the near side. Heckman up the baseline, ran into trouble. Had his pass deflected, grabbed by Winchester. Then that's batted in the backcourt, grabbed by Simfukwe. Judah on the drive, down the lane, all the way in, lefty for 2 more. 16 for Simfukwe, 2 more than his average. 54-47 Tigers.
This game might not be in prime time, but this is about as entertaining as it gets in terms of high school basketball.
And it's just the first of 3 over the next 2 days. Candiano, a swing around to the corner to Ross. Ross to the left wing, out top, pass deflected, it got to Dunham anyway. Dunham drives right, they double team him. Out top, Candiano, he'll float it down the lane, he'll dump it to Ross, who's wide open for 2. Ethan Ross with his first 2, 4:10 left. Warsaw 54, Pendleton Heights 49. Now Theo Catras to Heckman, now to Simfukwe. He's guarded by Dunham. Nobody from Pendleton Heights has more than 2 fouls. Now the count is on. Simfukwe gets around Dunham, whips a no-look pass to Theo. He'll put it up and in. Catras with 4 all in the second half. Warsaw leads 56-49 with 3:40 left to go. Dunham across the line against Gould. Hits the brakes, keeps dribbling. Left side for Gustin. Gustin back out for Ross. Pressure there by Theo Catras. Left side open. It's a 3-pointer by Candiano, and it's up and in. And a timeout will be called here by Pendleton Heights with 3:23 left to play in the fourth. 56-52 Warsaw. It is a full timeout. We're back at 60 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Roger and Jared back at the Tiger Den. Again, we apologize. At, third quarter, middle of the third quarter, somebody in the school system decided it was a good time to start working on the phone system. And that shut us off. So we're working on my cell phone. It's going to hold up through the end of the broadcast, at least for this game. Warsaw under pressure. Gould is trapped and a hell ball is called. Gould got trapped as he crossed the line. And Pendleton Heights forces a turnover as they have the possession arrow, and now they trail by 4 with 3:12 left.
Well, it's a rarity where you see Coach Bricker get really upset, but right there Warsaw did not have a middleman, and that is a prime example of something you cannot let happen when a team is going to jump press like that.
Especially out of a timeout. Inside, Ross got free, put it up, missed it. It might have been tipped by Gould, it's grabbed by Heckman. Long pass ahead, Winchester flying in for the left for 2. The big fella running the floor makes it 58-52. Long pass down court, Gustin blocked by Heckman. Tipped out and grabbed by Nick Catras. 2 big blocks by the Tigers. Holy mackerel. Heckman across the line, 2:40 to go. Warsaw leads 58-52. Heckman at the foul line, Gould. He was surprised to get it. He'll throw it out to Simfukwe as Warsaw spreads the floor. Candiano then fouls Simfukwe. That's his third. It's only the Arabians second of the half. So they need to foul a lot here to get Warsaw to the line. Simfukwe against Dunham. Crosses over against the midcourt line. Down to the right block. All the way in. Put it up and in. Oh, the Tigers are finishing beautifully today. 18 for Judah. Warsaw leads 60-52 with 2:15 to go.
Well, when you execute as good as their offense has, as well as taking the ball strong to the hole, your shooting percentage will skyrocket.
Candiano in the lane over Nick Catras for 2 more. He's got 13. That's 4 more than his average. Foul called. Dunham, who doesn't have a foul, takes one with 2:04 left. That'll be the third against Pendleton Heights here in the second half. Hopefully we'll have a score from down the hall. Warsaw plays South Bend, Washington tonight. Inbounds pass tipped out of bounds by Ross at midcourt. Warsaw gets about 10 yards of field position as they move up. Gould into the backcourt, Simfukwe. That's who Warsaw wants to have it. Gould and Simfukwe here down the stretch. Leading by 6 with 2 minutes left. Dunham grabs a hold and a foul is called. Oh, and Kirk Robinson just told Jackson Gould to knock it off. Dunham with his second. The last thing we need is for Jackson to get a technical foul here. That would be really bad.
Yeah, and I've noticed kind of just the way he's been, kind of conducting himself, not just today but the last couple games, is he's been very friendly with the officials right there. The competitive part of Jackson takes over, says something to Kirk Robinson, and once again, if you get Kirk Robinson fired up, it's not an easy thing to do. And then also, Mr. Colburn's over there talking to him as well, so they'll settle him down hopefully.
A moment of good cop, bad cop. Kirk was pretty upset at what Jackson had said. Eric comes over and says, hey, now let's just calm down. Nolan Souders into the game for the first time for Pendleton Heights, in for fouling purposes, gets his first, team's 5th, so they have to foul 2 more times. Gould to throw it in, bounces back to Heckman. He's fouled by Souders, his second, team's 6th. And 1 more will send Warsaw to the near end of the free throw line. And Adam Ballard kind of gave him the thumbs up and said, go get him. Same thing 1 more time. Heckman to throw it in this time, gets it into Gould. Gould against Souders. And they don't foul right away. Jackson across the timeline. Then stops but keeps the dribble in the center circle. 1:44 left. Gould on the drive. Stops at the free throw line. Throws it back out to Simfukwe. Judah against Dunham. Foul call. Jamison with his 3rd. Team 7th. Simfukwe to the free throw line. Judah struggled a little bit at the line. 11 out of 18 for the season. No free throw attempts here today. 1-1 coming up now. They took Ross and Canitz out for fouling purposes. Now they put them back in for offense. This will make it a 3-possession game. Might be too early to think that way, but Judah shoots the first one up, and it's wide right, no good. Rebound to Pendleton Heights. So their strategy works. Dunham in a hurry, runs into Gould, ran right around him, shot it, missed it. Winchester the rebound, trying to yank it out of there, and he did. Gould up the sidelines, pushed out of bounds, foul called. Gustin will get his second. Free throws coming up here for the Tigers. And I don't know what Judah just said to Jackson, but it was pretty funny apparently.
You got to love that because Judah just missed a free throw, but the first thing he does coming down here is grab Jackson before he goes to the line, and that's the type of leadership you love to see if you're the Warsaw Tiger coaching staff.
Gould to the line, shooting 1-1. Free throw up, and it's in. 18 for Gould. He and Simfukwe have 36 of Warsaw's 61. And with 1:23 left, Jackson shoots the second. It's up. It's right through. 5 out of 5 at the line, 19 points. 62-54 Warsaw, 1:20 left to go. Gustin left wing against Heckman. Across the top for Candiano. Off a screen, Dunham. Drives in, drives back out. Gould won't let him loose. Dunham crosses over, then back to the left. Down the left side of the lane. Slipped it inside. He threw it away. Oh, it's tipped out and grabbed by Gustin. Dunham, a turnaround 3 in the corner. Good. Oh, I thought Warsaw had stolen it. They tipped it away, but it was just wide of Nick Catras, and it ended up in Dunham's hands, and he hits a 3-pointer. With 59 seconds left to play, Warsaw leads 62-57. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Warsaw ball, 59 seconds left. Gould will throw it in at the far end. He can run the end line. He gets it into Winchester without running. Winchester's trapped. Lobs ahead to Gould. They got a breakout if they hurry. And Heckerman puts it up and puts it in, and a foul. Drew Heckerman's got 14 points and a chance for number 15.
Excellent job there by Russ Winchester, accepting that trap and then looking down the sideline, because there you've got all that room, and then Jackson Gould looks up, finds Drew Heckerman for a layup. That's great execution against this press for the Tigers.
Honesty compels me to report I didn't see a lot of contact there. Souders with his third. Heckerman has tied his career high, and now he looks for a new career high. He shoots it up there. It rolls in. 15 points for Drew Heckerman. Warsaw 65-57 leaders over Pendleton Heights. 48 seconds to go. Dunham from way out. No good. Long rebound grab by Winchester. Winchester will start up the court himself. He'll throw it to Nick Catras. Down in deep, pass tipped and stolen by Dunham. Dunham headed the other way, and he's fouled by Gould. All right. Jared's pointing to his head, says that's a smart play. Explain to everybody why.
Well, we only have 4 team fouls. Now we have 5. We're not going to send him to the line, and Dunham was definitely going to get an easy run to the basket, so all that does is save the opportunity for him to score and then them set up their press.
33.9 left. On the inbounds, Ross lobs a cross-court pass to Gustin. Back out to Dunham for 3. He got another one. Jamison Dunham's got 30, and it's 65-60. A full timeout called by the Arabians. I believe that is their last, with 30 seconds to go. Warsaw 65-60 leaders. We're back in 30 seconds on News Now Warsaw. Again, later tonight, it'll be Pendleton Heights and Fort Wayne Dwenger at 6. And after that will be the ceremony. The Indiana All-Stars from Warsaw have been welcomed back. They have a special presentation to give them. It's a really cool presentation. I've seen what they're getting. So it'll be really neat. So we'll have that all for you starting tonight. We'll go on there at about 7:10 on News Now Warsaw. Warsaw with the ball, being pressed. Winchester to throw it in, gets it into Nick Catras, ahead to Gould. Gould lobs down court to Heckman, right back to Gould, who will fake and put it up. He's fouled by Gustin. Probably a little too unselfish, probably one too many passes with a 24.8 left on the clock, up by 5.
Well, and Coach Moore had a big smile on his face because he's just like, Drew didn't need to make that pass, but he did. And you know, Jackson goes to the line. Unfortunately, now the clock stopped, but you can never get upset about unselfishness. You might.
Free throw up and in by Gould. That gives him 20.
When it comes to unselfishness, you can say something, but you can't be upset by it because you love an extra pass when you get an opportunity.
So Gould now makes it 66-60. He can make it 3 possessions with the second free throw. It's up, it's in. 7 of 7 at the line for Jackson, and it's 67-60. Dunham the other way, forced up a three-pointer, no good. Rebound, pinballs around, and Winchester goes flying into the Arabians' bench to save it. Oh, but then Nick Catras threw it away. Dunham is fouled. And free throws coming up here with 11.8 left.
Well, Russ could have just carried that one out of bounds because you never want to save the ball underneath your own basket, but he did get it to Catras, and then everything broke free. Everybody was reaching for it, knocked the ball away.
Dunham at the line already with 30 points. That's twice his average. And he'll dribble at the line, shoot it up, and put it in. 31 for the 6-foot senior, Jamison Dunham. Trumped only by the combo of Simfukwe and Gould, who have 39. And that one's up and in. So he's 5 out of 6 with 32 points. 67-62, 10 seconds left. Gould in the backcourt fouled by Candiano. His fourth, team's 10th, penalty in effect. Gould shoots 2 for the Tigers. And again, 30 of his last 34 at the free throw line, now almost through 4 complete games. And Jackson at the free throw line shooting 2. First one's up and in. 22 for Jacks. 68-62 Warsaw. 9.5 left. Second one up. That one's good. 23. 9 of 9 at the line. Dunham to the midcourt stripe. 8 seconds left. Got around Gould. He lets him go. Dunham scores. That gives him 34. And not sure what happened there, Jared.
It looked like they were trying to get a delay of game penalty because they threw the ball to the side, which is also called the heady play for Carmel, where he chucked the ball into the stands during the state finals.
All right, Gould will throw it the length of the floor. Heckman will grab it. He'll dribble out the time, and Warsaw wins. Warsaw wins. Final score, 69